This panel is about talent discovery. My name is Safta Jaffery. I'm from the UK, a company called Taste Music Limited. How do you discover greatness? Alex?
Well, I think it just keeps changing, to be honest with you. I know that we just need to be open to finding music from whichever channel is open. Traditional forms of broadcast media still exist. They're still, in most territories, pretty powerful. But they are, if you like, at the end of the journey. I don't think that they are the places to look if you're a new artist or a new label or a new manager to start your musical journey. You don't want to send your new piece of music to the DJ with 10 million listeners. You got to start with small acorns, and I think there are opportunities to do that. And I think that those of us that professionals seeking new talent, we've got plenty of play. We just have to keep working harder to find those things.
And from an A&R perspective, Anders?
If you're an artist, these times are excellent because the presentation you get on MySpace, for example, the easiness just to send off an email to the A&R guy. I know a lot of A&R guys doesn't check their emails. I do, though, still. But I think it's very important that the two issues, being an artist and you want to make it, the presentation you get from Sonicbids, MySpace, even Facebook groups, even, YouTube and tastemakers, blogs and stuff like that, are excellent,
What is Orange doing to help the process of new discovery of talent?
Today we provide services on a streaming basis, on download basis. We have partnership with all the majors, all the indies. So for us, I think that we really provide services to help new talent to reach their audience because we know our consumer, and I think that it's very important for us that we give tools to the artist side already by labels, but also inside as we provide a new platform called Sound Tribes, where we provide tools for unsigned artists to upload the track, to have some ringtones, and to reach their audience and the community, to be discovered as a community.
And Brian, on the live side, what's happening? Isn't it a point that it's doing better for the bigger acts? Isn't it sort of becoming almost like, again, using a football comparison, like the Premiership? People are buying the hot tickets, but leaving behind the sort of the baby bands coming through.
Well, let me answer that one. I mean, I think that's just an easy thing to say because there's so much money. I mean, Prince playing 20 shows at the O2 Arena. I mean, that's an easy target. I mean, everybody can, say 20 times 20,000 and then the ticket price, and then you can see what the gross is. It's a lot of money, but I mean, from my point of view and the acts that I represent and I can talk about, I mean, we've actually seen an increase on an average scale on just the smaller club shows. I think in the world today, there's a really big interest just going out and see the thing. And, talking about all this, what as an artist, what am I going to do? All these new things. As an artist, you can go out and play live. For sure that works. But, how are you going to discover things? People get confused about all these tools. It's almost like we're going to build a new university for people to educate them how to be an artist because there are so many outlets. How are you going to do it? But one thing's for sure, my feeling about live music right now is that people want to go see club shows, they want to go see the stadium gigs.
So how's radio playing in all this role, Dawn? Your station in particular, Indie 103, is renowned for its personality, radio jocks, and introducing new talent and new music all the time. So
Jones's Jukebox.
Yeah, Jones's Jukebox. We really do a lot of things differently. We don't function like any other radio station. We aside from all of the new artists that we break, we do play unsigned bands. We've got a lot of different shows that'll come through, like, Passport Approved is a show that new music comes through all across the world. All of my jocks are, kind of ambassadors. Danny Masterson, the guy that was on that 70s show, he'll bring me all kinds of great music. Just brought us Vampire Weekend. It's an awesome track. Dave Navarro brings in stuff. Henry Rollins prepares 6 hours for every show that he does. I mean, he's unbelievable. So the jocks are a big help. Obviously, my music director, my PD. A lot of it's the fan base. We spend a lot of time looking for acts, looking for artists, but we put a lot into it too. I mean, I've got probably 4 different performances. We do a lot of free concerts for the listeners so that we have a way to expose the artists. And it works, the full way around. That's what we do. We launch artists, we launch brands, and so we'll, get sponsors to back it so that I can do the shows and put them at different arenas. And, I don't even know what day today is. Last week we did PB&J, Peter, Bjorn, and John, which they're not new, they've been signed, but it's relatively a newer band for everybody. Put them with a band called Seawolf, but we put a lot of energy in that, and it's, for running a radio station, it's a tougher way to do it because it's a lot of work to do it that way, but that's kind of what we're about. We've got 18 specialty shows that can filter in music from different places, so. And a lot of it is just, does the band have as a fan base? Are they working it? It doesn't have to be label-based for us at all. We don't care.
What about Sonicbids? What role is that playing in terms of new artists? I mean, you guys are there to. You're the first stop, almost, aren't you?
Yeah, in some ways. I mean, as I said, last year we had close to 60,000 deals that took place through the site. And
really, 60,000? That's a lot of deals.
That's a whole lot of deals, but again, it depends on how you look at the universe. I like to talk a lot about this concept of an artistic middle class, and I say that 10 years ago. The industry really had sort of the aristocracy who made a ton of money, and they were serviced by all these companies that were geared towards servicing that aristocracy, that 10%. But the other 90% were pretty much living in abject poverty. They couldn't make a living out of playing music unless they were playing weddings primarily. Today, I think the internet has brought about this, cataclysmic change, and I think it's giving rise to what I like to call an artistic middle class. These are artists who may never be known by everybody in this audience. Maybe 1 or 2 people will know about them. But because of this change in economic models, they're able to make a living out of doing what they love, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things that can happen to you in life. So Sonicbids bands play everywhere from enormous festival stages like Summerfest in Milwaukee, or Eurosonic or Midem, but they also play in small coffee houses and colleges. Would you believe that in America, colleges spend $430 million a year booking bands that most of us don't even know about? So there's all these markets that are emerging that we are tapping into, and our artistic middle classes tapping into to make a living out of playing music. So I don't think it's either indie or major. I think it's just possible now for this whole spectrum of artists, from people who play 1 or 2 shows a year to Madonna, to all exist in the same environment. And fortunately, there's enough money around for everybody to make a living, including the people on this stage and the people in those chairs.